Hi guys, putting here with two replays in Republic for Mr. Michael K, who asked for some tips. I'm sorry, I'm not going to butcher your last name. I just didn't want to do that now. Ironically, the very first game I did get in a Republic, which is what you will be seeing next, was the game that I was trying to get for you, and then Harley sent me in this replay. And whenever Harley sends me something, it's usually something really good. And unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see a Fletcher gameplay from her because, well, the update happened. Now, I am trying to shorten the video up a little bit because two replays is going to be kind of long. But as you can see, Harley is divvied up with two AA cruisers. Now, she did say she changed up a modular or so, and I'm going to assume she went with better aiming. I'm not 100% sure. I will ask her to leave a comment in the description down below in the video, and I will have it pinned for you. Now, as you can see, they are going to A. This is a double carrier game. So, you're going to see one with, like, this is the worst case scenario. Luckily for Harley, she has two division mates who are in AA cruisers. And then you will see mine. And spoiler, there are no carriers. The reason you're seeing Harley's first, even though I think, or I do believe Harley's is the far superior gameplay, is I can tell you what exactly I'm thinking. I'm just commenting on Harley's. And number two, ladies first. Like any true gentleman, always let the ladies go first. And this is still one hell of a game. And I think what she does is really good here. You can see her two cruisers. Her two cruisers want to use this island for cover. But it is going to be a little difficult with the carrier. As she sees a broadside Edinburgh bro, going to take a shot in on that. And unfortunately, she got caught slowing down. But even worst case scenario, there's the Minotaur. She's going to be able to make this turn. I do believe she's going to take one. And just, it kind of tickled her to where it looked like the Minotaur took two. But she took a crack at the carrier. Now, if you notice on the mini-map, there's definitely one carrier here, and it's hiding behind the island. It's pretty much the only spot to hide for carriers, except for sitting all the way in the back, is on D side here. You know, there's the two islands they hide behind. So she is going to have to deal with planes an awful lot. Now, my only criticism of her replay, and this would just be nitpicking, don't be afraid to use HE on this thing on Bowen battleships. Now, I do believe she is aiming for the cheek shot, and it's a little bit difficult at this range. Let's start getting within 10 and less. You know, the closer they get, the easier it is for the cheek shot. But I mean, just look at that focus fire on that Musashi. Now, I'm sure she's in communication with her div mates. As you can see, the Musashi's turning broadside. And luckily, she does have the AP and didn't listen to my HE advice a little bit earlier. But I do believe he's going to turn in, and he's still going to minimize this damage. But if you notice what Harley's doing, she's doing the classic French thing. She's in a kiting position. But she's also in a position to where if she needs to turn and engage, she can. The thing about the Republic is it's not a very good early game brawler, as she prioritized a broadside ship over a bow-in, which is the correct thing to do. She should have taken a shot in on maybe the Montana, because you know the torps are coming in, but she is taking the cheek shot in on the Musashi, because you know what they say, shoot it until it's dead. Definitely wanted the Musashi and its low pen guns out of the game. So now they've got to deal with the Cossack, a Minotaur, and an Edinburgh Bro, along with 2 carriers. Even though one of it looks like one carrier really is trying to go after the enemy carriers, and the other one is trying to deal with these guys. But the classic mistake the Edinburgh, Montana are going to make, or Edinburgh, it's just Edinburgh Bro for me, I'm sorry, but they're going to ignore these guys. They're going to sail broadside to get all their guns to bear to take out a carrier. While it's a 2-carrier game, getting a carrier advantage is good if she finally gets a Citadel on something that's broadside, but I'm sure she wanted something more. It does help your team sailing broadside to, well, the guys that are actively shooting at you and can really cycle damage a lot faster than the carriers. Maybe not the smartest move, because this could really bite the enemy in the butt. The only one who's not going after the carrier is the poor Cossack, because, well, he's just not going to make it. He's trying to cap. He's trying to help his team win, do something, because his team is down points. They're losing A. They don't have D. It just hardly gets a nice shot in on the Montana. This poor Cossack is pretty much left out high and dry. But luckily for him, everybody, well, I do believe everybody, I believe the Massachusetts may or may not be in this fight, but Massachusetts is a pretty decent brawler. It hardly gets a nice 29,000 damage on the Montana. They're leaving our poor Cossack out to dry. Everybody's focused on these guys, but luckily for the Cossack, everybody is focused on these guys. But guess what? When all these guys die, attention's going to come to you. And it looks like the Minotaur is finally going after him. I do believe, I'm going to assume Harley told those guys, shoot the DD, I can kill the Edinburgh Bro, it ain't no big deal. We already lost 1 carrier, so whatever. The second guy should be able to survive, or we hopefully hope he should survive, as Harley gets another Citadel on that poor British cruiser. Now it looks like both carriers are going after that carrier, and everybody's just ignoring these guys. Now, while they are in a decent AA bubble, it is Midway. Midway can get strikes in there, especially with low bombers. I don't know why the Edinburgh decided to smoke up there. He still spotted as Harley finally gets the 3 Citadels on that poor guy to finish him off, and I bet you she wish she would have got them a little bit earlier. Now that the threat to the carriers has been eliminated, we are down a carrier, but guess what, guys? Their carriers are now unprotected. The one Midway realizes there's nobody over here to stop this push. These guys are just going to push right through D. And the last place I want to be is behind that island when they push through, because people are going to want paybacks for you guys going after them. People really, really hate CVs. They're an integral part of the game, and the Montana and the Edinburgh Bro threw their ships away to kill 1 carrier. So they traded 2 ships for 1. Just remember that. I know I'm supposed to be giving tips on the Republic, but the thing is, like, watching Harley here, she is actually, you know, she's doing a good job at target, what I'm going to say, target acquisition. She's choosing the correct targets that need to be dealt with. If she hits a nice double Citadel on that Midway, who's bringing in low bombers, and this could possibly hurt, and it kind of hurt. But you know what? These guys are all bunched up, and you know what? She's making the correct call here. She's ignoring the Z-52 for the broadside midway as she finishes him off, but she ignored the DD because the thing is, the carrier is in a very peculiar situation. Go for the easy kill. She still has two of her cruisers with her, to potentially deal with the Z-52 as she takes a crack in him as he just goes dark, and she gets 3 hits, so that's about 4,000 damage to that Z. So that Z is not doing extremely well. She sees the rooster, and you know what? She needs to go after that. But if you notice what she's doing, is she's still making a beeline to where that second midway was last spotted. And who wants to bet donuts to dollars? That guy's still there. So she's going to go after him. She's ignoring the Bismarck and going after Wooster because, you know, the Wooster can die a lot faster, even though Lol never punished going broadside in front of everybody. Oh look, the midway's still there. I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But what she's going to do here, instead of holding her shots, waiting for the midway, she's going to deal with the rest of these ships. She's a broadside Republic. The Wooster was going to go down. So instead of shooting at a bow and Bismarck, she's taking a crack at a Republic that is broadside at range. And I don't blame her for it. She is staying with the AP heavy. She's never used the HE, so I can see why she would choose that. But the other thing is, maybe she's luring in the Bismarck into a false sense of security. Now, the one thing I would say is right here. She's looking at the midway, and then she's going to turn back to the Bismarck. Just focus on the Bismarck. Use free look to look at the midway, because it's going to save you on traverse time. Now, the midway is the biggest threat to her right now because she's just hit it out of the poor Bismarck, because the midway is possibly going to try to go for a ram. And I do believe she's got a little bit left of her speed boost, but what she's about to do is what I showed you guys earlier. Just absolutely devastated that poor midway. I believe it was 3 Citadels, and she got converted on caliber and a devastating strike with 1 click of the mouse button. Well, it would be double click. Now she notices the Repub's on fire. There's no reason to shoot at it because guess what? It's just going to burn out. But you know what? Sometimes better safe than sorry. Shoot at it till it's dead. But she took a shot in on the Yamato. This is where she should have switched to HE, because you're talking extreme long range against Yamato, which is notorious for being a very good long range sniper. She notices that he was backing up and pulling forward. She might have gotten it mixed up from that, or thinking he wasn't going to go full power forward. But she did notice that the Yamato was changing course. He wasn't going to keep reversing. She's going to take some blind shots. She's trying to see what he's doing to get a better idea of how she needs to shoot, but she's going to take the blind shot in. And you know what, guys? Just to shorten this up a little bit, doesn't get very much more damage here, but I mean, this is where I'm saying HE would have been a little bit better, because she's going to get one more pen, or one more shot off. She's going to do minimum damage, but she could have potentially set the fire. Well, we might as well finish it out. I do believe it's this shot. You know, you could have gotten a fire, help burn him down, but I mean, he's dealing with the Jean Bart, so there's no way this poor Yamato is going to live. And like I said, set a fire. You could have got it before the Jean Bart, maybe a little bit more damage. But now, guys, we are going to check out Harley's post-battle results, and then we'll check out my replay. Now, I hope you enjoyed Harley's replay, and when Harley comes out, she is not messing around, especially when there's two things that spawn bat-like objects. She is going to make them punish, and she is going to punish them hard, like she did in this video. She doesn't like carriers. I wonder why. But now that we've seen what Harley can do, let's see what I can do. Alright guys, now that we got to see what the fabulous Harley Quinn can do in her Republic, and still gonna say I think her game may have outshined mine, but hey, what can you do? Now, as you can see, there's no carriers. We are lucky with there's only 2 DDs. I'm not going to go over my captain skills or my modules. I will be showing you those pictures. I am, like I said, trying to keep this a little bit shorter, just because it is a double replay, which already makes this long. I'm going to run into this Yamato on purpose because I don't agree with him leaving. And I'm just, yeah, no. Just going to give him a love tap, whatever. I'm not sure if this is the guy or somebody called for A and B. But we're heading to C with the Kitakaze, Des Moines, and the backup that I do believe is going to be in Alaska and Bismarck. Because if you win C, you're easily going to get B, and then the guy stuck in A. You know, bad options. But the thing about the Republic is, it's not a very good initial brawler. You want to conserve your health pool as much as possible, and then come in late game with all of that health, your fast loading guns, and finish off ships and decimate the ones that need to be decimated. But I see Battleship Hindenburg, and I'm going to shoot at Battleship Hindenburg because Battleship Hindenburg has broken ass IFHE for free, and I don't agree with it because everyone else has to use captain skills to get IFHE, and the Germans get quarter pen for free. I don't like it, and I wish Wargaming would change it and give the ships that need quarter pen. But if you notice, I switched to HE. As I pointed out in the Harley's game, don't be afraid to point it. Don't be afraid to switch to HE. It's a Richelieu. How do Richelieus like to play? Good question. They like to play like Azumas. Well, how does an Azuma like to play? Well, an Azuma is nothing more than Yamato captains in training. Bowing and reversing. Maybe hit W a couple times. Get within 16 kilometers. And panic because you're too close and then start reversing. Now, the poor Richelieu puts out one fire and immediately gets set on fire again, but I'm still going to be shooting the HE in the hopes that I could potentially put one more on him. I don't know if he has 2 fires going, but I know he put out 1 fire for me. Should have just let it burn, buddy, especially for running fire prevention. But he had AP selected to come up next to deal with the Des Moines / Hindenburg combo, and I don't know what's going on over there. I'm gonna take a crack at the Hindenburg because I want that guy gone. Looks like the guy's reversing, going forward, doing. You know what? I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. But as you can see, I'm maintaining my course and presence. We haven't seen torpedoes. Nobody contested the sea cap. And we have no idea where that DD is. We do our Yamato, our Yamato who called for B and A is parked in B at the beginning of the game. He's going through what I call Yamato syndrome. What is Yamato syndrome, you may ask? Oh man, I'm tired of those Yamatos sitting in the back. They just, you know, it's a brand new player to Yamato. He's like, man, those guys who sit in the back, I'm going to show them how to push forward and brawl. When you push forward, focus down and die, and then you're like, geez, now I know why everybody sits in the back with the Yamato. There's a difference between sitting in the back and moving up and keeping the enemy at arm's length so you don't get focused down. Enough about our Yamato, who now is, if you're looking at the minimap, going broadside to a bunch of stuff. But the enemy DD did me a favor by forcing me to turn out. Now, while I sit there and say I still try to use, or I do play my Republic a little bit less aggressive than I do Montana and my Kurfürst. And because that DD torped, I have no vision, I have no help on this side, no reason to push into a destroyer that I don't know what it is. At the time, I had failed to realize that it was the Jutland, considering that the other DD is down. But I still don't want to push into the guy, as I get one hit on the Richelieu. But you know what? We need to really need that guy dead. You know, don't let his guns stay in the game. But because that DD torped and I have no vision or any support over there in the ability to actually accurately hit the destroyer, there's no reason for me to keep pushing in. It's Yamato turned in as well. You know what? I was trying to get cheeky shots on him, but I'm keeping the AP loaded because I knew I had enough distance to deal with the Des Moines, and I aimed a little bit high, but I am going to follow these shells in to see exactly what the Des Moines is doing. You can get a good idea on the mini-map, but just simply by doing this, you can see exactly what position and what the guy is doing, as one shell did connect with his superstructure, taking shots on the Richelieu. Now the enemy Yamato realizes what's going on, but he's making his play, I believe, a little bit too early, and he might have been greedy to come after me. Or he could have been frustrated with the Jutland not going for C. There's no reason for the guy to go C. You guys have the cap advantage right now. Even though we are stalling one, a one-ship lead isn't much. But this guy is showing broadside. And I am aiming for underneath the number 2 turret to hopefully get a Citadel as he turned in. But I still did a nice 10K to the gentleman. Now I do believe this guy is going to clip the island, which is what slowed him down. I don't know if he actually ran into it, but I'm taking my shot and on his cheek. At 13 kilometers is not easy, but with him not moving, kind of helps me out, as boom, I get one nice shell to come in on his Citadel along with some pens. The guy's reversing, and I don't think I'm going to be able to take the cheek shot, so I'm going to kind of aim up a little bit and just hope for pen damage. Now, I am in a kiting position, just like what Harley did. I got in a position to kite away, because if they refocus over here, I don't want to be focus of attention. There's still a lot of ships and a lot of health out there. Trust me, I'm aiming at Yamato, not Battleship Hindenburg. Got some horrific dispersion, but you know what? I still made a shell come in for 3,000. 3,000 is less damage that somebody else has to get, even though it looks like that gentleman is burning in 2, possibly 3 places, depending on what kind of captain build he has going. But you know what? Gotta shoot him till he's dead. Doing weak 1,000 damage. Switching to the HE for Discord, yay, thank you. But I'm switching to the HE because I'm going to hold my shot for the destroyer. I'm also stopping, reversing. I'm going to hit my speed boost to reverse further, to reverse faster, to where if I need to get away from torpedoes, I can do something relatively quickly. But I'm also going to turn my butt in and where I suspect the DD is going to be, which is somewhere around the island on the 6th line, as Jutland blew his entire load on the Bismarck, who was running hydro Hopefully the Bismarck realizes what's going on. See the DD, don't care what happens to the Bismarck now. It's his problem. He's got hydro and he should have been able to react to him. As I get one shell to come in, and it's 1,000 less damage, our gunboat has to get on this gentleman. I'm going to take a blind shot in on the guy. As you can see, the Bismarck shooting, the secondaries are shooting. I believe the Alaska shot. The Jutland's still shooting. Of course the Jutland just shot. But our Kitakaze shot at him. As I get a fire, and I do believe it is going to stick for a little bit because he did repair his engine. Don't blame the guy, wouldn't expect to be caught on fire after being dark. Gonna take a shot on this guy with the HE because you don't want to, hey, we're gonna fire on him. Hopefully that will help out our Des Moines that is over there. But I still wanted to deal with the DD, and then I realized, you know what, DD's long gone, switching to the AP. And you know what? I'll eat the couple of seconds switching to the AP because you know what? These guns reload fairly quickly. Now with C firmly back in our grasp, with C firmly back in our grasp, you may be asking yourself, but now with C firmly back in your grasp, it's still red. There's no threat to C. The Kitakaze is easily going to recap it. As I see Edinburgh Bro reversing, gonna take the shot no matter what that indicator says, and hoping that it can get over. And it looks like it just made it over. I just fired at the right time as I get one pen. But I am now making my play and really being a lot more aggressive at this point. And this is where the Republic shines, is mid to late game, knowing when to push. We need to make a push because we are down caps. We are going to get seen. The Hindenburg's retreating, and the Jutland is not going to be sitting over there dealing with, I do believe it's a radar cruiser, a Bismarck, and our destroyer. He has to know the DD is getting capped as, 28,000 damage. Oh, screw you and your broken ass IFHE. Sorry, guys. Just gonna, as soon as I can possibly shoot on this guy because he needs to die, I'm gonna take the shot. Was gonna take the shot. Normally I would have maybe waited one extra second for the rear turrets to possibly be on the back island, but I needed to take the shot before I lost the accuracy bonus. You do maintain an accuracy bonus a couple seconds after the ship goes dark. But we see a Des Moines coming in, and the Des Moines shooting AP at me, and I'm not worried about it because all I got to do is angle up to him, and I'm going to mitigate pretty much 90% of his AP damage. And if he decided to hit the 2 key, well, HE doesn't care about angling, it just cares about actually hitting. I really don't want to push into a Des Moines, but the other thing is that guy's kind of pushing into me, and that's the last thing you want because these guns will go right through your ball, Des Moines. And how do most Des Moines players play? Hiding behind an island, bowing, pew-pewing things. Gonna take a shot in on Hindenburg because you know what? We need to get this guy out. I did target the Des Moines for secondaries, even though I'm not running a secondary build or any sort of build. The Hindenburg decides to angle up. There's no point shooting at a Hindenburg, angling up with AP. Just not gonna do it. But man, I can go right through this poor guy's bow and absolutely decimate him. As I get 14,000 damage, and I managed to incapacitate one of his guns. I'm not going to keep going where the Edinburgh Bro is because the Edinburgh Bro has torpedoes. Now, the Des Moines has the correct ammo choice, but he's not going to live long enough to really use it for me going broadside to him. Oh no, I'm on radar. Whatever shall I do? I'm in full panic mode. Oh, I don't have panic spotter plane. I don't know what to do, guys. No, I suspect the guy's, what he's really trying to do with his radar is see where everybody's doing, how ships are maneuvering, who's coming out, who's angling up. As you can see, he went dark. We can't see him, but we know he's there. And I really want to get rid of the Des Moines over the Azuma for several reasons. One, he's like 4 kilometers from me. Number 2 is, well, it's a radar cruiser. We want to get rid of him for our DD. As I get 3 Citadels with just the front guns, guys, for a devastating strike. Now, it looks like the Azuma's coming out, and I'm going to get all of my guns to bear on this gentleman. What do you think the odds are that we are going to get this guy? He's got a lot of health left, but he is coming up broadside. He is fairly close as we let loose with the guns. Boom, there is my second devastating strike of the game. As I managed to pick up a Confederate in my second double strike. Really what I'm trying to do is just let the fire burn to get maybe a Dreadnought, hopefully. I'm not going to get any more shots on anybody. This game, the Des Moines is going to completely annihilate the poor Edinburgh Bro because he decided to smoke up in front of a Des Moines, and somebody else will be getting the Bismarck. So instead of dragging this out, we are going to check out my post-battle results. Now, Mr. Michael K., I hope that these 2 replays helped you out with any tips on the Republic. As we can clearly see, Harley is much better player than I am, and I bow down to her. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do appreciate those of you that have gone out and checked out Old School Gaming. We do appreciate all of you guys that have gone and checked out our buddy streamers. Links for our streamers are in the description down below. We do love the replays you guys do send us. The email for that is also in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.